What's up, y'all? Winnie here, and welcome back to the SCP Foundation Wiki. In this episode, we're going to be checking out Beautiful Bones, which is to say, the article Beautiful Bones, not actual Beautiful Bones. I don't have access to anything beyond chicken bones, and not even those right now, so we're just going to read about them. It's loading. There we go. Doesn't usually take that long to do that. So it's Euclid, which implies it can move. Is it a skeleton? Is it just like a dancing skeleton? Let's find out. It's to be kept in humanoid containment chamber 3821 at site 23. Standard procedures in regards to humanoids have been put in place for this entity, expecting a dancing skeleton. Testing of the entity's anomalous properties is to be supervised by at least 2 level 3 researchers. It is also to be physically restrained within the presence of humans or other living organisms unless it's being actively tested. Okay, so it might just be a skeleton that eats people. Weekly interviews to determine the psychological condition of the beautiful bones are to be conducted by the lead researcher of the anomaly, which used to be Dr. Miles Wright and is now Dr. Adelaide Fredericks. Dr. Wright is probably dead. I would assume it is the SCP Foundation. When you get a name struck through, either you've been murdered or ceased to exist in some other way. So, SCP-1487 is a female humanoid of Filipino descent. The entity is 15 years old and measures 1.7 meters in height and 70 kilograms in weight. I don't like where this is going. The anomalous properties have not been present throughout its entire life. However, it is unclear when these traits manifested. SCP-1487 is unable to perceive or interact with any parts of living organisms other than the internal skeletal system. Due to this, the entity is able to identify different animal species, but tends to have difficulty distinguishing between individual members. Non-living materials, such as organisms that possess external skeletal systems or otherwise lack internal skeletal structure, are not subject to this effect. SCP-1487, originally named Saffron something, was recovered from the town somewhere in Tennessee in November 29th, 2012. Why did y'all have to erase her name for this? I don't get why you had to erase her name for this. 1487 is unusually well adjusted to its condition and rarely responds negatively when questioned about it. At the end of initial analysis, Dr. Wright, who specializes in dealing with teenage and young adult anomalies, was assigned to lead the research on 1487. I still don't like where this is going, if I'm being honest. Let's see how the interview went. Following the initial containment, classification, and observation, Dr. Miles Wright, a specialist in social adolescent human interaction, was assigned to lead the research into 1487. The following log comprises Dr. Wright's first interaction with the organism, as well as 1487's first one-on-one interview with a Foundation employee. Good day. Let's see. May I call you Saffron? Please note that Dr. Wright was granted permission to address 1487 by the name it was given prior to containment in order to ease the humanoid and make it more comfortable so that it might cooperate in interviews and tests. All other personnel are still required to refer to it as the being as 1487. Or you could just let her have her name. If she's being cooperative, I don't understand why y'all can't just call her Saffron. You fucking freaks. Anyway, sure. What can I call you? Well, my name's Miles Wright. You can call me Dr. Wright or even Miles if you really want to. I'm gonna call you Miley, like the shitty singer. Alright. I guess that's okay. So, can you tell me about yourself, specifically your, well, condition? Well, it just started, like, in October, about 2 months ago, and, well, when it happened, I was like, holy shit, because, you know, I couldn't touch people anymore, and that's fucking, yeah, my hands just kept going through people's skin, like there was nothing there, and hitting the bones inside of, I mean, I know they're bones now, but back then I was even more clueless than I am now, so I was even freakier. Actually, I kinda like the feel of bones now. They're so smooth and strong yet elegant, you know? Have you ever felt a bone? If not, you should, because it's really damn awesome. Holy hell, you are weird, ain't you, Saffron? Well, I'm sure you're not Mr. Perfect yourself, Miley. Anyways, a month ago, after that started happening, I also started just seeing skeletons. Like, not people at all, just skeletons. It's not everyone, and it changes a lot. Like, I would see someone 1 second, look away, when I look back, they were just bones. It's been happening a lot more as time goes on. I see more and more people as just skeletons more and more of the time. It's Not everyone yet, though, which is nice. Like you, Miley, I can see you and your wrinkles just fine. R wrinkles? Hardly. Stress lines, maybe, but wrinkles? I'm hardly old yet. I still think the Beatles are cool. Anyway, back on task. Does this only happen when you see someone directly? No, it happens with pictures and photographs too. Okay. Well, I think that's all for today, Saffron, but I think we'll be seeing a lot more of each other in the future. Uh-huh. Interview log Gamma. This interview was overseen with Dr. Adelaide Frederick, specialist in child psychology, in the interview room. The purpose of this was to obtain a second opinion on the psychological condition of 1487. Hey, Saffron, it's Dr. Wright. I brought my friend Adelaide today so she can watch us and just take some general notes. Is that alright? Nods, smiles, and waves at Dr. Fredericks. I'm not going to be able to remember her, though, Miley. She's all bones. That's alright. Completely fine. You can basically always expect that I'll be the one talking to you, but I'll be sure to tell you who's who if I bring people in from now on, alright? Sounds good, man. Cool. So, anything noticeable since the last time we talked? Yeah, some of these people have very, very nice bones. Like, hot damn. Well, that's not what I meant. Whatever, man. You asked and I answered. Is that all for today? I got a long day ahead of doing nothing but going crazy, and I'm already behind schedule. Yep, I'll be out of your hair soon. These will mostly just be check-ins every week or so to make sure you're doing alright. Sounds good, man. Nods at Dr. Fredericks. Nice to meet you. Interview Epsilon. This interview was conducted solely between 1487 and Dr. Wright with no one else in the room. How are you today? Noticeably more reserved and quiet than previous interviews. I'm fine, Dr. Wright. That's good to hear. No deviation at all? Anything to report? Want to tell me how good everyone's bones feel again? Shakes head. Nothing you want to say? I know we take a lot of tests. There must be something you want to tell me about. Come on. Something interesting that happened in the past week, even if you weren't really involved. Neither Dr. Wright nor 1487 speaks for approximately 1 minute. Alright, well, we'll talk more next time. Closing statement. 1487 is behaving drastically differently from previous interviews, possibly due to dealing with the implications of his condition. Dr. Fredericks will be present at next week's interview. Interviewer, Dr. Fredericks. This interview was originally meant to be conducted by Dr. Wright. However, 1487 refused to speak to him and requested to be interviewed by Dr. Fredericks. The entity continued to refuse to talk until Dr. Wright left the interview room. Hello, Saffron, was it? Yes, Doctor, that's it. Well, what's wrong? Why did you want to talk to me instead of Dr. Wright? Well, I assume you know how when I came here I was seeing people as skeletons randomly, right? Like, how I would just see someone's bones and nothing else, and the next second I would see them normally? Yes, I remember that. What about it? Well, over the course of the last few weeks, I've seen a lot of people. On my way to testing, taking care of my room, guarding other things here, Last week, it finally happened. It wasn't a just like that thing, really, but everyone was just skeletons with no changing at all. I've stopped seeing people, but that's not what I'm freaking out about. I saw this part coming. What is it then? Remains silent for approximately 30 seconds. I can still see Dr. Wright. All of him. No one else. Please help. I can't do this. Don't bring him back here. Please. At this point, 1487 lapsed into a panic attack and was subsequently aided by Dr. Fredericks. Following this, the information presented in this interview was presented to Site Director of Site 23, Roger Langley. Action on this information is pending. Addendum. 1487 ETA, or ADA, I guess. Due to the contents of interview Zeta, Dr. Miles Wright had been instructed to submit to several examinations, including but not limited to blood tests, DNA testing, and a close inspection of the doctor's past. The purpose of these orders was to look for possible explanations of this anomaly as a precaution. However, Dr. Wright has been reported missing as of December 19, 2012. Foundation operatives have been notified of this and are currently searching for Dr. Wright. A decision is also pending on whether or not 1487 should be used to identify more Foundation employees that may or may not have experienced the same anomaly that Dr. Wright did. Okay, so the uncomfortable thing did not end up them being weird with Saffron. The uncomfortable thing ended up being Saffron helping them determine that something weird had happened to Dr. Wright, who I guess we should probably call Dr. Wrong now. Ha ha ha. No, he's probably dead though. He's probably dead though. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. Did not go as sideways as I thought it was going to. It's definitely leaning slightly to the right more than when I got here. That pun was an accident. Slightly to the left, but it's not as bad as it sounded like it was going to get. In the next episode, we'll be checking out 1488, which without going in there right now, let's see what 1488 is going to be. It's going to be partially roboticized tortoises. I read that as partially radicalized like twice. Weird. Anyway, if you liked it, a like and a subscribe will be groovy. If you didn't, you don't need to either one of those things. If you want to click the bell, you can do that as well so that you're notified of future uploads. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Later.